My guest on Face to Face today is the last born of 3 children.
Yeah.
The only man amongst girls. John Dumelo. You're welcome to Face to Face.
Thank you, boss. How are you?
I'm okay. Aside knowing that you are the last boy amongst, girls, which I believe will make your head big. What else should I know about you?
That I used to be a mass server.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
really?
I'm a Catholic, yes. And so I used to...
Were you ever planning to be a pope?
No, my mother was planning for me to be a priest.
Okay.
But it didn't...
But your likeness of some things would just not let you.
Yeah, the inside be different from the outside.
Oh,
so, yeah, so, I mean, I was a mass server in Tema, St. Joseph's, the Catholic Church, for, a couple of years, So
wow.
That's what people probably don't know about me.
Interesting.
And I'm a staunch Catholic, yes.
Interesting, I
Yes.
see. But people know you more as a movie actor.
Yeah.
Is it the case that your big sisters were into movies, your parents were into movies?
No, I think for me it's about what happened in 1990 when I did my first film, which was called Baby Thief. That time it was Gamma Film Industries, and I went to Christ the King School in Switchback Road. And so they were casting for Baby Thief, so they just crossed the road to Christ the King, and they were looking for a male and a female, which happened to be myself and my elder sister, Annette. And
you both starred in
Yeah, we both starred in it, and so that's how come. So we starred in it. We shot around the country: Koforidua, Fienya, Accra. I still remember those things. That's about 20 years ago. No, that's about 30 years ago, actually. Yes, sorry, 30 years ago. I still remember all those location shots and everything, and that's probably how it began.
So you've always been a Dadabi?
Not necessarily. I mean,
you went to Christ the King, you lived in Tema, where do you live? Sakumonos, Tema, Cantonment?
Tema Community 6. That's where I grew up, that's where I was born and raised, but that not be Dadabi.
No, you were doing movies, being chauffeured around the country. You've always been enjoying fame, haven't you?
No, well, I think at that point I really wasn't enjoying it. I remember very well, there was a time I went to church and there were some kids teasing me, oh, there's a guy on TV and stuff, and I started crying. I don't know why. They
were teasing you, so they saw it as a disadvantage? Or?
I really don't know at that point in time, but God bless those boys wherever they are.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. So, were you paid for that, or it was...
No, I was paid.
How much?
I was paid 20,000 CDs then.
That would be 2,000.
No, that's two CDs now.
20,000?
CDs.
1991?
Yeah.
I was in class 5. You were earning 20,000. That's a lot of money. And wow, you were 7 years old then.
Yeah, I was. Yes.
And then, so it just hit you that you had to go into movie. What was the reaction of your parents?
No, I mean, for them, my parents are just liberal people. For them, it's about do what you want to do, literally. And so for them, they were okay. They were okay with it, And so it was then that it dawned on me that, oh, okay, maybe I could do this acting thing and or the whole creative art industry. So
did your parents get involved in any way? Were they into movies? What was the kind of profession your parents
I mean, my dad is an engineer, chemical engineer. My mom was.
He was called John Dumelo.
Yes,
he's called John Dumelo.
Yes,
And you also called John Dumelo.
Yeah.
And your son is John Dumelo.
Yes.
Why? Your family can't be creative with a new.
No, we can't.
For someone you're creative, you can't come up with a new name.
We are not that creative when it comes to names. And actually, we have a lot of Johns in my extended family as well.
John is an offensive term. When they say you're John and you have a lot of Johns.
No, that one is John. John.
It's a pronunciation.
Yeah, but mine is John.
Oh, I see. And then your mother's side, what's she up to?
My mother is a retired customs officer. She worked as an assistant commissioner at SEPS, Customs Excise and Preventive Service, back in those days. And so,
Did that take you to Aflao or any of the border?
I actually did, yes. In those days, we used to go to Aflao a lot, Petoi. Those times Aflao, we used to enjoy those cocktail. Now it's become very common. Those cocktail, the canned drinks and malt, the Togolese malt. All those. So I used to go to Aflao a lot, and I used to know a little bit about customs and duties and taxes and so on and so forth. Yes.
Were you worried that some custom officers collect bribe to let people bring goods from Togo?
No, that one I don't know about that.
You don't know?
Yeah.
You don't remember or you don't know?
I don't know. I beg.
So you finished basic school and went to which high school?
The best high school, Achimota School.
Whatever. And then you proceeded to
Tech, yes.
And then you decided to go and study civil engineering.
Yes, yes.
Why?
Actually, my dad wanted me to study engineering, because he studied chemical. My other uncle studied biochemistry,
Okay.
And so it was like, go and study civil engineering.
He
And
chose your course for you.
literally, yes.
And you were not, well, you didn't have a say really.
Yeah, you can't have
Did
a
you
say.
take it grudgingly, or you thought, well, this is something I could do?
I just thought, oh, well, this is something I can do. Let me just, try it. And then, but my heart was always, like I said, in the arts industry, because I remember the first year in tech, I entered a competition, Mr. University, which I won.
Which was what? To show Maxwell?
No. If you see how
To show
skinny I
good
was.
looks?
I don't know what
Swag?
I don't know. But even before that, even in Achimota School, I was in the drama club. That was in SS3, and even in SS3, I won an award which was called the Flyers Guy in Motown. So by and large, I think I was geared towards the entertainment industry and the creative arts and all those things that come with it.
Was there anyone consciously or unconsciously pushing you into the arts, or you yourself thought that, look, this is what I'm cut out for, so even though I'm going to study civil engineering, to hell with the engineering works?
Well, nobody. I think, and this is where I say, God plays an important part in people's lives. And every day when you pray to God to give you wisdom or to show you the way, He reveals certain things to you. And so even though you're going left, maybe it is right that you want to go. And so for me, it's like nobody pushed me. I just loved that whole entertainment space. And so after tech, I started doing TV commercials, on television. Then I started doing a game show on TV3 in the night and then during the day. And then I started doing a series called About to Wed, which was also airing on TV3 as well.
This was at what age?
No, this was 2008.
So this was almost 20 years after your first baby thief.
Almost 20 years after. Yeah.
Okay, but so this was the second time you were appearing on screen after the baby thief.
Yes. But then even before that, that was early 2000s. I started in a series called Sun City, which was produced by Kwame Boedi, and so on and so forth. So I've always had that film thing in me, and so I started doing About to Wed, and then commercials, and then started The King Is Mine, and then started Perfect Picture, and then I started doing movies, started going to Nigeria to film, and then everything just kickstarted.
The sex scenes we watch in movies.
Be true.
Are you sure?
Even me did it.
No, but me I dey watch. I see him.
Well, I mean that's the beauty of filmmaking. You can angle it in such a way that it looks true or it looks real. As for the kissing part, yes, that's for that one. Yeah.
It's possible, or it's real.
It's real.
So like proper morphing.
I mean, if you see people two mouths coming, yes, that's real. But there's also an angle that you can do in such a way that it looks like there's kissing taking place. That's if you take an OS shot, it looks like you're kissing.
The smooching too may be true.
It is true.
But the Atumpa, that one is not true.
No, it's not true. I've never witnessed any, or I've never done any sex scene where I'm actually, penetrating, or for lack of a better word, no.
But you make us so close. That's coitus interruptus.
Yeah, but so close is not.
Or the director will cut you when you are.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the edge and then the director say, "Hey John, stop fooling me on camera"?
Oh, baby, at that part I know the fool. I won't. No, I'm not. You see, the thing about filmmaking for me, I don't know about other actors. The thing about filmmaking is whenever we're doing a sex scene, there are cameras around. There are people around, and so it will be quite embarrassing to put feelings inside you into it. I mean, feelings, and then after that you are embarrassed because your little one wants to get up and so on and so forth. So it's quite embarrassing. So for me, it's a psychological thing.
So you do it as purely business.
Yeah, do it as purely you are acting.
Because you are looking at how much money you get at the end of the day.
Not necessarily.
But you consider the money too, don't you?
I mean, yes. Every profession. I mean, everybody gets paid with whatever work they're doing.
So there are so many women who crush on you. I'm sure
I don't know about that.
Yeah, they haven't told you. They told me, so I'm just telling you.
So you forgive me the names.
No, I'll give you there. Somewhere in University of Ghana campus. I think those you've gone to those halls. We'll discuss that one shortly.
No problem.
But Is there anyone you've fallen so close to while, genuinely acting a movie with someone you thought, okay, this a lady, she's
You
so
mean like
pretty.
an actress as well?
Yes.
No,
yes.
no.
Someone you're playing a role with?
No.
Never?
No. I mean, it's purely business. You go in, you act, you leave. I've acted with literally almost all the female actresses in Ghana and Nigeria, and of course, other parts of Africa as well. But there's nothing like, oh, you want to attach feelings to the thing now.
You don't go beyond that?
No, I don't go beyond that. I stop at a certain level.
I see. Would you accept and agree that Nigeria does better in the movie industry than we do?
No, I will never accept
You don't?
that. No. Due to their population, naturally they would have more producers than Ghana. But in terms of quality of films, in terms of delivery, in terms of everything, we are
storyline.
Yeah, storyline, we are at par. I mean, if you go to other African countries, if you go to East Africa, some parts of West Africa, and so on and so forth, you realize that they enjoy West African films, both Ghana and Nigeria. And so if you're talking about quantity, yes, Nigeria, of course, they produce more films than us, but we are also trying our best.
Do they not pay their actors more?
It's relative. It all depends on your negotiating power. I mean, I can go to Lagos, or I can even be in Ghana, and, somebody might get paid more than me. That doesn't mean anything. It's just based on my negotiating power with the producer, because there are some producers who are my friends. They'll say, Charlie John, this is why I don't get money, help me, just get this, and let's just do this movie. And when you have passion and when you have love for the industry, you just sometimes overlook these things.
So they don't have better, they don't even have better actors than us?
No, they do. They do.
They do have better.
They do have better actors than us. We also have better actors than them. And I mean, it's
no, but if you're putting a boot for boots, and credit to John Mahama, who would be the better industry player in terms of movie?
To be honest, we are at par.
You sure?
Yeah. We
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How many shooting places do you have, for instance? In Ghana, if you wanted to shoot a movie, where are the typical places you go to? And I'm sure compare that to Nigeria, the country is huge. They have so many scenes you can use and sceneries.
The thing about filmmaking is that most of the time is indoors and outdoors. But when a lot of Nigerians come to Ghana, they say, oh, we have locations. We have, exotic locations that they can film in. And it's same in Nigeria, of course. But when you are filming, you also look at the storyline, and based on the storyline, you'll be able to film towards that direction. I mean, recently we did a film, Perfect Picture, 10 years, and Shirley, based on the film, she chose certain locations that would align to the storyline. And so if you're shooting a film that is about office work and so on and so forth, I mean, you can go to any office and film. So
what is the movie industry in Ghana lacking?
We are lacking transformation onto the technological platforms. 10 years ago, a lot of people knew about Netflix. 10 years ago, I mean, a lot of people didn't know about Netflix. 10 years ago, a lot of people didn't know about certain things. 10 years ago, the success of your film is based on the number of CDs you sell. And so you can do a film and say, hey, I sold 100,000 copies, I sold 200,000 copies. Hey, it's a major success. And then you sell the rights to US, UK, Australia, other places as a producer, and then they produce it they duplicate the VCDs and then they sell it. But these days I don't think there's any VCD player in anybody's house. Everything is online.
Sure.
And so it's left with us to be able to migrate onto the digital platform so that we know that, okay, look, at this point, when you do a film and you premiere it, how else are the people going to watch it? A lot of people have smartphones these days. A lot of people use computers, laptops and stuff. It's becoming cheaper, and so people are getting onto the technological age. And so it's about time we migrate from physical to digital, so that when you do a film, you put it on a website, people can log in and watch, and everybody will be happy. And so that is what we are lacking. It's not a matter of the industry is dead or so on and so forth.
But can you really make money from movies? I mean, where everybody has a pen drive and just slotting in and out, grabbing people's movies and going to watch. All you need is a VLC player. How do people really make money? Producers from
you mean
this
now?
industry? Yeah, now, because CDs, you could sell a physical CD unless when they dab it. But a physical CD, you know how much money you've made.
Yes.
But this one, someone copies, rips it off, puts it on a laptop, and then they start distributing. Someone may upload it on their portal.
I mean, that's true, but you have so many paying platforms, and so what the producers do is once you produce the film, you are able to, sell the rights to certain TV stations or sell the rights to certain online platforms, which at least you can make your money back. And then, of course, you also have product placements when you're doing a film. So companies come in and just, give you a couple of, CDs here and there just to put their products.
What do you think of the copyright issue where television stations show people's movies without, their prior consent and not paying them a dime? What do you think of that?
I think that's wrong. That is wrong, and that is not fair, because you have to be able to give credit to whoever produced the film. You have to be able to go to them and say that, you know what, I want to show your film, so here's whatever it is, let me put it on my TV station. But when all these things are structured, I don't think we would have such problems. But piracy, of course, is a global problem, and there are things that we are dealing with.
If you're a minister for arts and creative arts, if you were minister for creative arts, what would be your specific interest and action points in the movie industry?
I think for us, like I said, migrating from the physical to the digital platform will be the first one. And number two, being able to, help the producers or the creative art industry in Ghana. Look, Kwame Nkrumah had a wonderful vision for Ghana in terms of creative art. Of course, he set up Gamma Films and so on and so forth. He had interest in it. The thing we don't realize is that the creative arts can sell a country to a different level. I mean, I've had the chance to travel. I've been to, and of course it's creative arts and tourism. I've been to, the Caribbean, and sometimes when I go, 2 years ago I was in Trinidad and Tobago. I was in Trinidad, I was in Tobago, I was in Grenada, I was in Barbados. And when I go, I ask questions. Okay, so you guys, your GDP and so on and so forth, what is the input? And they say it's tourism. It's tourism that drives the economy. And so if a country like that is doing that, Ghana can also do the same. And so for me, putting things into perspectives in terms of the creative art industry can raise a lot of money for Ghana. We have everything in Ghana that there are people willing to visit Ghana because of our culture. And so let's develop our culture. Recently, a year ago, I was in South Africa, and when you are touring the place, they'll take you to a village where the chief is there and the chief sits down, and you have meal with the chief and his people and his daughters and so on and so forth. We're happy about learning about their culture, but when it comes to Ghana, we're not able to do the same. And so there are so many things we can do. We produce a lot of shea butter, but up to now, I don't know if we have something called the shea butter village, where you go and there are a little bit small ones in the north, but we should be able to industrialize it and know that, when you come to Ghana, you go to this place, they actually have a whole little village that talks about shea butter production. They take you through the process and so on and so forth. So we have so many opportunities in Ghana.
Do you still act? Would you still continue to act?
When I have time, yes.
So you still act?
Yeah.
And even if you go into politics and you have the chance, you act?
Yeah, when I become member of parliament,
it's in your blood?
Yes.
I see.
Yeah, allow me.
Do you want to, do you want to have a role that you're sitting back and directing now, so that you are the producer and all of those things, or you simply want to continue to be acting?
No, acting is like playing football. You play football at a point in time, and then after that, you also have other branches or avenues that you can still input. And so, yes, I could direct, I could produce, I could still act, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
How many languages do you speak?
I speak Fanti.
Okay, so say it in Fanti that I speak Fanti, so I know that you speak Fanti.
No, it's for some languages I don't know how to say I speak in that, but I speak Fanti, okay. I speak Twi, I speak Ga. My airway is improving tremendously. I speak a little bit of Hausa, I speak a little bit of Wale. And then, of course, I speak French.
Where do you learn Wale from?
Katuma.
Where did you learn that? You went to live in Wa?
No, I go to Wa a lot.
Okay.
Based on, campaigns, based on farming, based on other things as well.
And you speak French. Where did you learn that?
It started from Christ the King, and then, of course, me traveling to other African countries.
You speak it well, or is it the one for tuno purposes?
We can speak.
Really?
I will struggle because I don't have anybody to speak with. I'll struggle, but you probably know what I'm saying. You
didn't learn any local Nigerian language?
I speak a little bit of Igbo as well.
Okay.
And Yoruba, a little bit, just enough to buy something or pay for something or say you want this and that.
This is not a movie review. This is face to face on City TV. We are having a conversation with a movie actor. Now he wants to go into politics. So when we come back, I'm going to ask him Why do you think that all of these things will translate into votes? It will not be the first time someone in the movie industry is attempting to go into politics. Some have been successful. You remember Fritz Bafo. Others have been given a bloody nose.